Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the explosive developments happening on Thursday, February 5, as shocking confessions come to light, dangerous plots thicken, and multiple Port Charles residents find themselves at critical crossroads that could change their lives forever. Lulu and Laura's heart-to-heart conversation. The episode kicks off with an emotionally charged conversation between Lulu Spencer and her mother Laura Collins, as they sit down for what promises to be one of the most honest discussions they've had in months. Lulu, still reeling from recent events, will finally open up about her complicated and deeply conflicting feelings for Nathan West. The conversation will reveal just how torn Lulu feels about this budding connection, as she confesses that while her heart is pulling her in one direction, her mind keeps reminding her of all the impossible complications standing in their way. Laura, ever the wise and supportive mother, will listen intently as Lulu pours out her concerns, anxieties, and the guilt she's been carrying. Lulu will be brutally honest about the fact that she believes there are simply too many hurdles for her and Nathan to overcome, too many obstacles preventing them from exploring what could potentially be a beautiful relationship. The weight of these barriers has been crushing Lulu's spirit, leaving her feeling helpless and frustrated at a situation that seems to have no clear solution. However, Laura won't let her daughter wallow in pessimism without offering a different perspective. With the calm reassurance only a mother can provide, Laura will insist that Lulu may actually have fewer obstacles with Nathan than she currently believes. Laura's words will be carefully chosen, designed to make Lulu reconsider her assessment of the situation and look at things from a fresh angle. But Lulu, ever practical and grounded in reality, will likely push back against her mother's optimism, arguing that there's absolutely no getting around the biggest obstacle of all, and that obstacle has a name: Maxie Jones. The elephant in the room, so to speak, is Maxie's current condition. Lulu knows that pursuing anything with Nathan while Maxie lies in a hospital bed unable to wake up and reclaim her relationship would be seen by many as a betrayal of epic proportions. The guilt alone has been eating away at Lulu, preventing her from fully embracing her feelings for Nathan, despite the undeniable chemistry between them. She can't shake the feeling that moving forward with Nathan would be morally wrong, even if her heart desperately wants to take that leap. But Laura, drawing on her years of experience and wisdom, may present an uncomfortable truth that Lulu hasn't wanted to face. Laura might gently point out that there's no way of knowing when, or even if, Maxie might wake up from her current state. While this sounds harsh, Laura's intention isn't to be callous about Maxie's condition, but rather to help Lulu understand that putting her own life on indefinite hold may not be the answer either. She may suggest that Nathan and Lulu shouldn't deny their obvious spark and connection when there are absolutely no guarantees regarding Maxie's future recovery timeline. After all, life is short and unpredictable, and sometimes waiting for the perfect circumstances means missing out on something wonderful entirely. Nathan's confession to Nina. Meanwhile, in another part of Port Charles, Nathan West will find himself in his own emotional predicament as he sits down with Nina Reeves for a conversation he's been both dreading, needing to have. The weight of his secret has been growing heavier by the day, and Nathan knows he can't keep his feelings bottled up any longer. With a mixture of trepidation and relief, Nathan will finally confess to Nina that he has developed genuine deep feelings for Lulu Spencer. The confession won't come easily for Nathan, who clearly understands the complicated nature of his situation. He'll express his concerns about all the obstacles standing in their way, particularly highlighting how Lulu pushed him away after they shared that unforgettable kiss. That rejection stung Nathan deeply, leaving him wondering if pursuing anything further with Lulu is even possible, or if he's simply setting himself up for heartbreak. The memory of that kiss lingers in Nathan's mind constantly, but so does the memory of Lulu's retreat afterward, creating a confusing emotional whiplash that's been tearing him apart. Nina, being the perceptive and caring friend that she is, won't let Nathan spiral into negativity without offering some much-needed perspective. She'll provide Nathan with sound advice and a fresh way of looking at his situation, helping him understand that Lulu's pushback might not have been about a lack of feelings, but rather about her own internal struggle with the complicated circumstances. Nina's words will serve as a lifeline for Nathan, giving him hope that maybe, just maybe, there's still a chance for him and Lulu to explore what could be between them if they can just navigate through the challenges together. Willow's dangerous game. The drama intensifies significantly when we turn our attention to Willow Corinthos, who finds herself at a moral crossroads that could have devastating consequences for multiple people. In what might be one of the most shocking developments of the episode, Willow will issue a stern warning to Michael, making it crystal clear that she hasn't agreed to anything yet regarding their ongoing custody negotiations and divorce proceedings. Her tone will be guarded, her body language defensive, as she tries to maintain some control over a situation that seems to be spiraling in directions she never anticipated. Despite her reservations and the clear tension between them, Willow will demonstrate a willingness to at least sit down for a formal meeting with Michael and their respective attorneys. This represents a small but significant step toward potentially resolving their differences, though the road ahead looks anything but smooth. The meeting will bring together Rick Lansing, representing one side, and Alexis Davis representing the other, as these two experienced attorneys attempt to help their clients navigate the treacherous waters of their separation and find some common ground. However, the negotiation process will hit several significant snags almost immediately. The issues between Michael and Willow run deep, touching on matters of trust, betrayal, and fundamental disagreements about what's best for their children. As the attorneys try to broker peace and find compromises, the underlying tensions between the former couple will bubble to the surface, making productive conversation increasingly difficult. Each side has grievances, each feels wronged, and finding a middle ground seems nearly impossible given the current emotional climate. But the real bombshell comes when we learn about Willow's secret plan, a plan so bold and potentially destructive that it could blow up multiple lives in Port Charles General Hospital. Spoilers indicate that Willow has made the shocking decision to set Michael up by planting evidence that could frame him for the shooting of Drew Kane. The key to Drew's place becomes her weapon of choice, a piece of evidence she plans to strategically position to make it appear that Michael was involved in the attack on Drew. This is a dangerous game Willow is playing, one that could have legal ramifications far beyond anything she's considered in her anger and desperation. The motivation behind Willow's frame-up plot stems from the complex web of betrayal and hurt feelings that have characterized her relationship with Michael in recent months. She feels backed into a corner, and in her mind, this drastic action might be the only way to level the playing field or gain leverage in their custody battle. However, what Willow may not fully grasp is that once she sets these wheels in motion, there's no taking them back. The consequences of falsifying evidence and potentially sending an innocent man to prison could destroy not just Michael's life, but her own as well, not to mention the impact on their children who would lose both parents in different ways. Sonny's strategic moves. On the other side of town, Sonny Corinthos finds himself in the middle of another dangerous situation that requires all of his strategic thinking and street smarts. Jason Morgan will arrive with crucial updates about what he learned from his recent conversation with Britt Westbourne, and the information he brings will be both illuminating and deeply disturbing. Britt has confirmed something that changes the entire landscape of their current predicament. Jen Sidwell was the one who shot Professor Henry, Hank Dalton, and shockingly, he did it right in front of Britt, forcing her to witness the brutal execution firsthand. This revelation carries enormous weight because it confirms Sidwell's willingness to kill without hesitation and his complete lack of regard for witnesses. The fact that he would commit such a violent act in front of someone like Britt demonstrates either his supreme confidence that he won't face consequences or his complete disregard for potential fallout. Either way, it paints Sidwell as an even more dangerous adversary than Sonny initially believed, raising the stakes for everyone involved in this conflict. But the information doesn't stop there. Jason will also share critical intelligence about Sidwell's connection to director Ross Cullum, a revelation that adds an entirely new dimension to the threat they're facing. Cullum, it turns out, has been using his position and connections within the World Security Bureau to protect Sidwell's operations and to stay several steps ahead of anyone who might try to expose or stop them. This WSB connection makes Sidwell nearly untouchable through conventional means, as he has someone on the inside running interference and covering his tracks at every turn. The implications of this partnership between Sidwell and Cullum are staggering. It means they're not just dealing with a criminal organization, but with a criminal organization that has been given the protection and resources of an international intelligence agency. This explains how Sidwell has managed to operate with such impunity and why previous attempts to stop him have all failed. The corruption runs deep, extending into institutions that are supposed to uphold justice and protect the innocent. Jason and Sunny will likely spend considerable time discussing the intel that Brick provided earlier, specifically his warning that the previous attempts on Sunny's life came from inside the WSB itself. With this new information about Cullum's involvement, the pieces start to fall into place with terrifying clarity. Jason and Sunny may begin to speculate that Cullum was the one who ordered those assassination attempts, using his WSB resources to eliminate Sunny while making it look like standard criminal warfare rather than a coordinated hit orchestrated by someone with government connections. Sunny never one to back down from a fight, no matter how powerful the enemy will make his intentions abundantly clear. With steely determination in his voice, he'll insist that the more they know about Sidwell and Cullum's operation, the easier it will be to take Sidwell out permanently. Knowledge is power in Sunny's world, and now that they're beginning to understand the full scope of what they're up against, he can start formulating a plan to eliminate this threat once and for all. But Sunny's motivations go beyond mere self-preservation or revenge. He wants to be rid of the blackmail threat that Sidwell holds over him, a threat that has been limiting his options and forcing him into uncomfortable positions. More importantly, Sunny needs to free Laura Collins from whatever situation she's found herself in because of this mess. Laura's safety and freedom will be his absolute priority, and Sunny won't rest until she's out of danger, and Sidwell can no longer use her as leverage against anyone. Jocelyn's investigation? While the adults navigate their various crises, Jocelyn Jacks will prove once again that she's not content to sit on the sidelines when trouble is brewing. Wednesday's episode of General Hospital will show Jocelyn doing what she does best, digging for information and investigating matters that others might prefer stay buried. Her target this time will likely be Director Ross Cullum himself, as she tries to nail down more concrete information about who he really is and what he's been doing behind the scenes. Jocelyn's investigative instincts are sharp, and she has access to resources that might surprise some people. Whether she's using her computer skills, leveraging her connections to people in various positions, or simply refusing to accept the official story at face value, Jocelyn will pursue leads with the determination of someone who knows that the truth matters. Her digging could uncover crucial information that helps piece together the bigger picture of Cullum's corruption and his partnership with Sidwell, potentially providing the evidence needed to bring him down. Anna's desperate plea. Finally, the episode will feature one of the most heartbreaking scenes as Anna Devane finds herself in a situation she never could have imagined. Confined to a mental health facility, Anna will make an impassioned plea to Felicia Scorpio, begging her longtime friend to help get her out so she can stop Caesar Faison from whatever he's planning. The desperation in Anna's voice will be palpable as she insists that she needs to be free, that there's danger approaching, and that only she can prevent the catastrophe she sees coming. However, despite Anna's pleas and the genuine urgency she feels, Felicia will have to make the difficult decision to keep Anna where she is. The truth is that Anna has been driven off the rails by everything she's been through, and her mental state has deteriorated to the point where she poses a danger to herself and possibly others if she's released prematurely. The trauma, stress, and psychological warfare she's endured have taken a severe toll, leaving her unable to distinguish reality from delusion in some critical moments. General Hospital spoilers confirm that Anna's mind will remain in turmoil, a mess of fragmented thoughts, paranoid fears, and genuine memories all twisted together until she can't separate truth from fiction anymore. The mention of Faison is particularly telling given that he's been dead for years, suggesting that Anna's break with reality is more severe than anyone initially realized. While she's in this facility, medical professionals will work to help Anna process her trauma and piece her shattered psyche back together. But it will be a long and difficult journey with no guarantee of complete recovery. The various storylines converging in this episode of General Hospital promise explosive drama, shocking revelations, and emotional moments that will leave viewers on the edge of their seats. From romantic entanglements to dangerous criminal conspiracies, from desperate frames to mental health crises, Port Charles continues to be a place where nothing is simple and everything comes with consequences. Stay tuned as these stories continue to unfold and the characters we've grown to love face their biggest challenges yet.